I've been a consultant for health club industry probably for over 10 years. Yeah, I've been blessed with anything that I wanted to do, from acting, modeling, commercials, going to college, getting my degrees. I knew God, I knew Christ. I went to church. The difference was basically I lived a lot of whatever I wanted to do, I did. In January of 2004, I felt a lump, and it took me 7-8 months to finally get to the hospital and look to the doctor and found out what I already thought I knew, that I had cancer.
But it was simple. August 13th, I was diagnosed, and 3 days later, I had surgery. It was that quick, and I thought it was done. But 2 years later, it came back.
I just kept living. I kept living like any day God could take the cancer away. Any day I would feel fine again, and it just wasn't happening. But I kept modeling and I kept doing runway shows. It wasn't until August again of that year that I ended up in the emergency room. I tried to do everything that I could as a human being, as a trainer, as somebody that had a lot of knowledge, to try to battle this myself without any medicine. But there was a little bit of a valley that I had to walk through. The fear was a little bit, now it was tough, because now I had visions of chemo. I had visions of going through something very painful. The CAT scan, you could not even see one organ in my CAT scan, because the cancer has spread into a branch and it covered all my organs from my pelvic region to my chest. Every doctor in the country basically said that I wouldn't make it through that weekend. Got a phone call that night, and Dr. Benedetto, he called and said, bring him down. We'll try something. And they had given me 14 chemotherapies in that one round. I came home August 24th, August 25th at 124 pounds. I was still living at 124 pounds. I still could breathe, barely. But that barely breath I was thanking God for.
The support I got from my family and prayer groups was overwhelming.
I got cards from people in Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Chicago, everywhere that were putting me in their prayer list. I just kept thanking them, and just in amazement, like, keep praying because it's working. After my third round, I kept praying every single day and say, God, what can I do? I had to eat. My calorie intake went straight up to 4, 5, 6, 7,000 calories a day. And after that, after my third round, I said, I'm going to the gym. I gained like 7-8 pounds, I think. The next time I came back to the hospital, and the doctor said, what are you doing? I said, I'm working out. I said, you can't work out. Your immune system's not strong enough.
I said, don't worry. You'll do your part, I'll do mine, and God will take care of the rest. After 7 rounds of chemo, 5 months later,
I had gained weight, got over 140 pounds. You could see my body change. My surgery was February 1st of 2007. I knew that the cancer was going to be taken out. The surgery was 12 hours. They removed the kidney, they removed part of my colon, they removed part of my intestines, they removed 3, 4 different masses that were tumors. And my doctor said we could not find any sign or anything that dealt with cancer. Nothing. After all this, there was nothing left.
David originally had a testicular cancer, which generally is a very easily treatable tumor, particularly when it's at a low stage. And actually, David was referred from some other doctors. He had a very large tumor in his abdomen. He had tumor floating in cells. He had fluid in his lungs. He was really, really in bad shape. But David's case was the worst case because he had to have a response to chemotherapy in order to have any, future. The chemo absolutely was the treatment that made the difference. If he didn't respond to that treatment, then David wouldn't be here today. And David has a strong faith, which he speaks about. And I think, yes, I think that helped him get through and helped me to help him get through. Yeah, I think that that's probably true. I think that there is very little about this specific entity that exists in our knowledge base. This is kind of unique. He had such a dramatic response. In fact, I think he probably exceeded all of our expectations.
Testimony without a test. There is no, correct. It does not occur that way. I love your story when I heard about it because I said, okay, here comes a guy that if I bring on the show, he's gonna tell the truth to people. See, we're fortunate enough to have medicine and doctors.
Yes, sir.
But when a doctor and medicine get to the point and they tell you they've done all they can do, cool, no problem. Now, I'm gonna go to the source.
Yes, sir.
Where anything is possible.
Amen.
Where all things are doable.
Yes, sir.
Where with the measure of faith, some things could happen for me. So, man, I'm happy for you. I hope that people who are watching this show who feel like it's over can find some strength in your story.
It's God's story, man. It really is. And thank you for believing in it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna just be real with you. I don't really have a choice.
Yes, sir.
Because you dig, I only exist today because of grace, mercy, and favor. That's the only reason I exist today. I can't even explain my life. I can't explain this career I have. But when you allow him to put his super on top of your natural, some supernatural things can happen in your life, man. And that's all that happened to me. Thank you for sharing your story, man.
God bless you.
Thank you very much. I want to thank David for that great story. We'll be right back, folks.